What's up? It's Mr. Dreams Are Worth All or Nothing, aka Dewan, if you see me in the streets. And we on the self-produced podcast, and today we got a special guest. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tamia.
My name is Tamia.
Yes.
And this is episode 8 of the self-produced podcast. We don't have a name for it, but usually we make the name after the podcast. We see how the flow went, what we talked about mainly. So I'm gonna come off with a calm topic. Did you celebrate April Fools? I'm gonna use a calm topic.
No, I didn't celebrate it.
See, I used to celebrate April Fools heavy.
Really? How do you even celebrate it? I never really celebrated.
You play pranks on people, like you throw a prank over here, prank over there. Like I used to catch my mom crazy on April Fools, but that's a whole other story. So recently, I looked at the history of April Fools. I was looking at the history, and it's basically like 2 histories on April Fool's Day. And one was, it was basically like they try to say that April Fools was the day they used to celebrate New Year's on, and then they switched the day of New Year's, and the people that still celebrated on that day they made fun of, and that made April Fools, and that was kind of the white explanation. So then I went to the Moorish science. Yeah. And this is where you get deep with it. And they was like, April Fools was a day of a massacre. You know, that's always in our science though. They throw the massacres out there. Okay. It said it was a day of a massacre, and that's why it was April Fools, because on the day of April Fools is the day they kind of led them into some type of plan that they thought we was all buddy, and then that's when they committed the massacre. So basically, I was on that. I was like, I never heard that story till today when I was looking up the April Fool's shit. I never heard that story. So I was like, yo, I've been celebrating this joint all this time. And even when I was celebrating it from the beginning, I ain't know no type of history on it. It's like they don't even talk about no history, and it's not even on the calendars.
Is it?
So it's like, who's pushing that? Who was pushing that?
I'm not even sure. I never liked playing pranks on people because sometimes
with the jokes,
it goes too far, and people be in their feelings. So it's like, dang, like. So I never like really cared to. I mean, I probably did little pranks, but nothing too big. Like how like on like YouTube, they be wilding, like they be like in they bag crying about stuff, like
doing dangerous pranks.
That's I'm like, I don't know about that. I was never like a big prankster. So
I was a major prankster. I was like, I'll roll the shoelace up in my hand, and I'll walk in front of somebody, and then turn around, act like I threw up on them, and then throw the shoelace on their face, and they would go crazy. So I was throwing the pranks crazy. That's that Disney Channel shit, though. You see, you seeing them niggas doing pranks out the ass. You like, hold on, this nigga threw flour out the top of the whoop, so you putting the water on top of the door.
Yeah.
Open the door, splash. But that was the days. That was the days. So I used to celebrate April Fools, but now my kids, there's no April Fools in the house. Like
after finding out the shit you heard, right? Yeah,
I'm gonna be being tight on it. I'm gonna be like, y'all not on y'all Moorish science. Get the fuck out of my house right now.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, that's too harsh. That's too. But what's one of your biggest failures when you tried to start an independent business?
I think my biggest failure was like, I feel like I'll plan something, but I'll never execute it. That was like the failure. Like I'll be planning everything to the detail. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna get this. I got that. I have everything on the list to get, but I never like took action. So that's why I feel like most of the things.
Why you feel like you never took action? Like,
you said what?
Why you feel like you never took action? Like what stopped you from?
Sometimes it's like comparison. Like I thought about doing like making hair products before, but I'm like, everybody else is doing it, so I'm like, why would somebody want to buy my shit if everybody's doing the same exact thing? Or like,
shit might be different, you know.
I know, and that's why I'm like, some people tell me like, it's because it's you, that's why. But other times it's like, I'm like, that's too much work. I don't know. I just feel like I'd be like, that's.
I go back to the off camera when I was like, I used to make a lot of songs, but I never would put the songs out because it was kind of like I only felt like I would want to hear them songs. I felt like nobody want to hear them songs.
Facts.
But then once you start putting them out, people be like, I really like this song. Like they might like this one out of 100. But then everybody got that one within 100. They gonna make, I like this lip gloss right here. Like the other one, I like it, but the glitter be coming off too much. This one is staying stuck with. So it might be something in it that's like just unique and different that you always gonna find. It's somebody out there for every product. I ain't gonna front.
That's facts.
For every joint.
What about you?
My biggest failure. I'm trying to think of a. See, I would say my biggest failure would be because I tried to start a candle business. Well, I still got the candle business, but I don't make candles no more. So it's kind of like idle right now. But it's Burnt By You candles. And it was pretty dope. Like the logo was dope. I had the jars. I was really making the candles homemade. I got the wax right there. So anytime I want to make the candle, I'm trying to hop back in it. But I say it was a loss because it was one, like somebody ordered 2 candles. So delivered the candles, and I would deliver them myself right there. So delivered them to the door, but nobody was home, so I left them there. That was a big mistake right there.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, come on now.
Already, I already made the mistake because I tried to deliver them myself. I should have just put them in the mailbox, boom, let them deliver it.
Facts.
So that was already the mistake. So it's just them little mistakes be adding up in business, and you won't even know you're doing a mistake. Like in your mind, you like, I could just handle that. That shit down the block. Shit,
but
business is business.
Did you like how you say it? Like, did you like communicate to them like, I'm coming up at this time? Blah, blah, blah. You just said I'm gonna drop it off today.
Yeah, I'm gonna just drop it off. That's how it was. Word. I'm gonna just drop it off. But I think it was the excitement of having like a sale probably, where it was like, shit, I'm gonna make sure the sale go through. Like I'm gonna take this shit myself and make sure the sale go through. I'm like, I should have just put it to the post office. That's what I should have did. It should have boom. Yeah. But I would say that was the greatest mistake so far.
Damn, I forgot what I was gonna ask. So why? So you just stopped because of the mistake? You didn't like?
Nah, I kept on with the candle business. It's just I ran out of fragrances. I ran out of certain stuff, and at the time, it's like when basically just doing basically trying to do the podcast, music, all that. I'm like, do I really want to keep up the upkeep with the candle business? Where it didn't really weigh out to be what it could have weighed out to be. You know what I mean? Like I said, I still got the brick of wax, but it was like, it ain't even worth melting that joint down right now. Like,
it's sitting there.
Man, it's still
It's waiting on me.
Yeah, whenever I want to jump back into it, got a break in there in the game.
Right.
I left like Scarface. Let me put a break up with wax.
Oh my gosh. I thought of making candles before. I'm not gonna hold you.
Same?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think of so many things, and I just never do it.
They be having a room smelling a bomb though when you make your own candles.
Word.
That shit be having a room smelling crazy. You smell like you just walked in heaven. It be apple cinnamon over there, mango over here. Shit be crazy.
Did you like dye the candle, or you already had like colors?
Yeah, I did the whole nine. I dyed it, rose petals.
What?
Yeah, I was going crazy. My shit was blue. It was going crazy. I was going crazy. My best one was, what was it? What I called it? It was something cereal milk.
Cereal milk?
It was cinnamon cereal milk.
Like Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yeah, it was like that. It was like, oh, that shit was fire. And I said, that was the one I hand delivered. That's the one I was like, I will make sure. Yeah, I said,
you get this.
No, I said, this my best collection. Yeah, that shit was the bomb. That was a big hit too when I ran out of them 2 fragrances. I said, shit.
Oh, you was liking that one.
Yeah, I said, I can't make that. I tried to make what was it, Rose Apple and shit. It wasn't hitting the same. I was like, the shit was hitting on it, but they wasn't hitting the same. That cinnamon cereal milk.
Okay.
You know, the rest of my topics, it get kind of way out there, so I don't
know. So
those are my calmest topics.
The calmest topics? Oh, I have a topic about music. Like how the frequencies of like.
Oh, the 808s.
Yeah.
That's the 808 conversation.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. This is what I was thinking about. Because I'm a person who listens to music.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't listen to the lyrics first. I listen to the music first. That's how I determine if I like the song, if I like the instrumentals or whatever. And then I'll listen to the lyrics. Or if I'm really fucking with the music, I'd be like, I don't care about what the lyrics say. I'm going to just listen to it.
You just going to bop to it.
Yeah. But, like, what about you? Are you, like, you a person who listen to the lyrics first and then listen to the music?
I listen to the lyrics only because I write lyrics. God. So that's the only reason. Before, I used to just bop with the music. But now I listen to the lyrics. And then now, since I started engineering my stuff, I listen to people mix too now. Like, I be trying to hear, what he did, how he did that. Like, how he made that happen. Or how he made that joint a double entendre. So I'll be looking at it kind of different now with the music, just from doing it.
So you be looking at the very detail and shit like that.
Yeah, heavy with it. Heavy with it.
I was thinking I don't know, maybe because I just don't care about I do care because it's like programming you to think a certain way or to be into certain things. But
that's all music.
True.
That's all music.
True. But when you really listen to the shit they say, at my job, they play a playlist all the time. Same thing. And I'd be like, it's like background music, so I don't ever listen to it. But when I actually listen to the lyrics, I'm like, this shit sounds dumb.
You be like, it don't make no sense.
Yeah, and I'd be like, and I'd be humming and singing to it too. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like.
But Future, he exposed that himself too. He said, and the Tony Montana song, he said, he was so high when he recorded that song. He said he's really mumbling. To where he know it. He couldn't even lift his jaw. But he said people started saying Tony Montana. And he said he just went with it and rolled with it, and then it became what it is. So we really morphed some of this music where it's really. But they do say, well, with the eye at least, they say we see in 3D.
Physical eyes.
Yeah, but we live in a 4-dimensional world. So the world that you're seeing isn't the real full of the world that you're living in.
I agree. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
So it's the same with music.
Yeah, it's
all your senses.
Yeah, with the music, with the 808s and stuff like that, certain frequencies, I wouldn't say I was thinking attack. I'm like, I don't attack, but it definitely play with certain energy centers in your body. I think
it bring you darker, sadder.
Or bring you down or bring you high. When you listen to sad music, it'll hold you in that sad ass state. Even when you wasn't even sad, you listen to it, you be like, oh shit. But then when you
start reminiscing, think of a sad moment just to make yourself sad. It'd be
to lock you into the frequency. You get what I'm saying?
It triggers that moment.
True. That's what it is. Sometimes I'd be sad. I'm like, I gotta put uplifting music up, fast music too.
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of music though. Because you can actually control. It's like when a snake is in the jar and the dude start playing the flute and the snake come up. Word. That joint is the same old universal. That music.
I don't know. I be thinking. I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking with the music shit. It's I don't know. When I be thinking of things deeply and critically. So when I be thinking about music, I be like, oh, if I want to lock people in, you gotta put a certain frequency, the 808s or whatever. But it also depends on the person's state of mind and where they always are at a mental state. Because I be vibing to music that have certain hymns and sounds like a violin and shit like that, but other people be more into other shit, so it depends on your audience.
Yeah. And your ear. It's all in your ear. Because if you have a sensitive eardrum, you're not going to listen to opera. as much as somebody that don't that could probably withstand the high frequencies they hit.
Facts.
Like, it's just the way we just naturally are is part of that. But music is music for everybody out there. It's something for everybody within every genre. I feel like I feel like if you don't like classical music, there's at least one classical song out there that you will like and respect. It ain't just gonna be, you can't just not like classical music across the board. I feel like there's no such thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, because now I'm thinking, I'm like, what happened if, like, what we have an ear for depends on, like, what we were exposed to as we were growing up.
That plays a big part. That's the sociology and psychology debate right there. But that plays a big part, because I listen to certain oldies, and when I pick my samples for my music, I'm picking from them same eras, the 69, the 70s, because that's just the music I grew up listening to, because my father is older.
So, my father old too.
Man, my father's 69.
Oh, damn, my father up there, but not that up there.
I said my father older, so I'm listening to a whole different generations of music. And then my mom, she ain't as old, she not up there, she like 49, 50. Gotcha. But she's listening to 50 Cent and DMX, and she listening to a whole different generation. So I was blessed to be able to listen to all them, everything from between that, like everything from between the Ozzy Brothers, the OJs, the Temptations, down to 50 Cent, Lil Wayne. Like, these is all playing in my house.
You have like a wide range of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like certain people, they have like small like collection of music they only listen to. Like, I'm able to listen to like old ass shit from like the 40s or so, and I be finding some good ones, but then like I would only listen to those few that like I wouldn't keep exploring until somebody like expose it more. But I'm always usually open to listen to new music, and then I just hold it.
I'll be listening to a lot of, well, now because I'm listening for samples and stuff, so I'll be trying to make my own beat instead of going to other people for beats, because there be certain samples where, like, I'll type in this sample type beat, but it's like nobody made the sample yet. Like nobody did the sample to a type beat, so it'd be like those ones. Like, I just been listening to a whole lot, like the 20s, going back to swing music, like the original swing, then going to New Jack swing, because then that gives me the, alright, what's the essence of Harlem once I get into the New Jack swing. So it's a whole different, it's beautiful, and that's what really give me appreciation for New York with music, because New York plays a big part in a lot of music, like a whole lot.
We up now. Well, you from Harlem, I'm from the Bronx, so like we created hip hop, you know. But then I feel like we was down for a little bit until like Cardi B and what you call it, 8 Boogie and shit like that, and other like local rappers coming up. But I don't really listen to their music.
What I mean, it was always a French Montana roaming the streets. There was a couple people here and there, but nobody did what, like how Cardi did it.
Facts.
It was a whole, because she's coming after the Nicki, because Nicki, she was a whole era that was like, niggas ain't think niggas was gonna be bigger than Nicki.
Facts.
Like, niggas ain't think you was gonna see anything bigger than, what was it, Pink Print? That was the name of the album, or Pink Friday.
That's classic right there.
That joint, like, that was like plastered everywhere in New York.
I don't remember when that album came out. I was listening to that shit on repeat. I ain't gonna hold you.
I was coming from the Macy's downtown. I remember that joint. It was a parade.
Oh shit.
And I said, I remember hearing that for the first time, like seeing the board and then hearing it. And I was like, damn, this shit is fire. Because I was like, she's really spitting.
Nah, facts. She got a lot of punchlines. I like her.
Yeah. And different characters. Like how she get into her. That was Roman. Yeah, back then, of Roman Revenge. Oh man, she was going crazy.
How do you feel about like rappers and musicians or whatever, like evolving into different genres or different styles in the genre they're in? Like, cause I know
I love it. That's exactly what I do.
That's what you be doing?
That's exactly what I love. I'm podcasting. I love it because that brings more money, like, to not rap or anything but the black community. Like, this is things because black, it's always been, they would try to say we sell dope, we play basketball, we rap. That's always what they try to say it was. So as long as all three of those could branch off and do more, that mean the hood gonna do more. That mean the hood gonna know if I do become a rapper, I could be a podcaster. I could do this. Or if I do rap, I could do this style. And I could do this and still be the same. So I love it, honestly. It gives more options to the hood. Because I remember growing up, that's what all I heard was them three options.
True.
So it was like, it was no podcasting. Niggas was not thinking of that. The most we thought was like, if we could get a skit show, we could try to be like Chappelle.
Yeah.
Like, and then YouTube came out, so you trying to do skits. But it's like, that was like, and that's probably why we got big too, because a lot of us got big off skits. Like a lot of IG and what was it, Vine?
Yeah.
Like that was our thing. Like,
I mean, they still do it now. It's just not as popular as it was when it was on the rise.
Now it's TikTok. It was kind of skitty, but it's kind of like everybody doing the same skit. And Vine was like,
they were wild.
One person's doing why you always lying. It wasn't 30 people doing it. Now 30,000 people doing the same skit.
True, and also they be doing like the little dances and shit like that. It's just like copy paste.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I love it. How you feel about it?
At first.
Well.
Alright, so, at first I was I wouldn't say I was against it. Like, I was against, like, rappers, like, exploring their music. Because, like, Drake, he started doing, like, the Afrobeat stuff. I'm like, what is he trying to do? But
I loved that when he did that.
I liked it, but, like, when he started doing, like, the Jamaican shit, like, the Afrobeats, I'm like, Controller, that was a hit. Like, come on, it was high school.
I was a controller.
But,
controller.
Like, when he started doing the other stuff, I was like, what is he doing? Like, now he's just doing anything. It's like, I stopped listening to him after a while.
But he's putting on, that's what's in Toronto, is that they got that they speak patois out there in Toronto.
Yeah, patois. That's why I'm like, it just don't sit right with me, because you're not patois, or you're not.
That's true. But remember, Find Your Love. Remember that song?
That was yeah.
That was that tight. That was that tight. That was early too.
Facts. That's one of my faves.
Yeah, that was one of my joints right there.
But I didn't think of it in that way back then.
And he was talking with the guys in that one. He was.
You right. I forget about that.
He was with the fellas in that one.
I don't know, but like when he started changing, I'm like, this is not what I'm used to. So I was kind of against it. But I'm like, you know what? He had this time in his career where he could just do anything and niggas won't listen to him because he's Drake. Mm-hmm. But then, like with other rappers who be doing like.
But I learned something about that.
What?
They said when you get a feature with Drake, you gotta have a certain budget in order to even get the feature for to get the okay.
Cause it's Drake.
It's Drake, so the budget ain't. You gotta pay him. Of course, you gotta pay him. He's Drake. Mm-hmm. But then you gotta have a advertiser, so you gotta have a radio budget, advertising budget. It has to look like a Drake hit. Like it has to. Drake would never look like he fell off. Basically,
Gotcha.
Like no matter how much the dude is, yo, who the fuck is this guy? he would never fall off. Like it's always gonna work.
Gotcha.
Remember, that's who Little Baby was. It was a who the fuck is this?
I sure was saying that. I'm like, I don't know that man.
And then he did that. Yes, please. Tailor my clothes, no starch, please. He was feeling himself in that booth.
Oh my gosh.
I fuck with that song.
I fuck with Lil Baby too. But like, what else thinking about? But then you start thinking about, you start talking about like they branch to other things like outside of music, like some of them be acting and shit like that. That's cool because they were doing that back in like the 80s and 90s. So I was like,
Cool J.
Facts. I was like,
Ice-T.
Facts.
I seen Ice-T on this block. He filmed Law and Order on this block. I did seen him when I was going to get breakfast. Not today, the other day, but I seen him and it was like, oh shit, that's Ice-T. And I kept walking to get my breakfast. And then when I came back, he was like, yo, Ice-T thought it was funny you said it was him and kept walking. I was like, shit, I had to get my breakfast. Yo, I waited for him, though. I was waiting there, too. I was like, yo, Ice.
Oh, my God. Nah. I saw a lot of, like, famous people. I saw Kevin Hart was on my block. He made a movie. I don't even think that movie blew up that much. It was, like...
This was young Kevin Hart?
No, this is like back in like 2017 when he was like still fresh. He made some movie with some guy, like some older white man.
What time was Think Like a Man, Kevin?
I don't know. Let's see.
That's when he wasn't in his prime, but I felt like he was in his prime right there.
Kevin Hart.
Cause he had 35 and Ticking. That was my shit. That it didn't blow, but niggas, I fuck with that one. It didn't blow like I thought it should blow, though.
Hold on. I know that was like when I was in high school going off to college. So that was like 2017, 2018. Think Like a Man came out 2012?
Boy, I was young, you know.
Dang, that's mad. Oh, why? I thought that was like at least 2015.
I thought that too. I thought it was 2015, 16. Damn.
Shit, we old.
That was way back. I remember that too. That was like an era.
Word.
That Think Like a Man, like you couldn't go nowhere without seeing that shit.
Facts. He was funny in that movie. I ain't gonna hold you.
He was funny. All of them. Cause that was Taraji P. Henson.
Facts. All the people. Michael Ealy.
The dude with the bald head. What is his name? Mitt Romney. I think that's his name.
Hold on.
I think that's his name.
I'm not sure all the people's name, but he was in some movie. He was on my block. His short ass. Everybody was on his dick, you know, crowding him. And I was just happy to see him. I'm like, alright, he's short like me. He's like about my height. I'm gonna hold you. But I saw a lot of like celebrities. I met Shorty from Fresh Prince, the sister, the younger one.
The new one or the old one?
The old one.
Oh, you talking about Tatiana Ali?
Yeah, I met her before. I met a couple of celebrities. Like,
that was my crush right there, Tatiana.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, where? Whew. Shorty wop.
Yeah, that's about it. Like, I don't mind. Like, shit. Like you said, more money, more options to do.
Yeah, it gives like people something to look up to. They could be like, yo, I'm gonna be this once I be. They not even looking at it like I'm gonna be a rapper for 30 years or rapper forever. Cause you're gonna be broke trying to be a rapper for forever. Ain't no 401k in rap. It ain't no benefits in rap. You're gonna just be broke and dusty out here. You just trying to rap. But if you rap alongside acting, now you part of the SAG Academy. Now you getting benefits off SAG. So you could rap a little more because you got benefits from somewhere else. That's like me right now with rap. Like rap and all this. It's just side hobbies because my main job is working for the Department of Transportation. And then that's going into social services. So that's what I would say. Always make sure you got something full time with benefits. You part of a union. Where that's set up. So if you do fuck up, you not really fucking up. You fucking up to the standards of Instagram and the standards of Hollywood. Like you fucking up to that standard, but you're not really fucked up. If you just rely on rap, you gonna be really fucked up. It's gonna be 30 years down the line. Shit ain't clicking. But niggas gonna call you for them B-rolls, them acting parts. They gonna call you for voiceovers.
That's another thing. Voiceovers, that's fire. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you could do it for mad things. Like, not even just freaking, like, cartoons. You could do it for, like, commercials and shit like that. I be thinking about all the possibilities.
Like, it's a brand name W. It's a sports energy drink. This is a plug. I do got a 10% code on my page. But it's a brand name W. Now, they didn't ask you to make no commercial, no nothing. I took it upon myself. I went to their IG, snatched some photos, put them together, did a voiceover. I wrote a script, put a voiceover on it, sent it to them. They said, yo, it's okay. You got all okay to drop it. Dropped it. And then now I got a whole commercial. And I did that to really do, so I can have a portfolio.
That's good shit.
For other people that be like, yo, could you do a voiceover over here, voiceover? They have some type of like frame to go to. So that be, I feel like the voiceover game is dope because you could be anybody when like this being audio, they don't know who you are, how you look. Like, so how they want you to look is how you gonna look.
True.
And that's already brings them in, because now they wondering and waiting, well, how do she look?
True. I used to think that way when, like every morning in the car, my mom and dad would drive us to school, whatever, and they used to have the radio on, and I'm like, I knew who Steve Harvey was, but I'm like, the radio show, I'm like, what the hell are these other people? I ain't gonna hold you.
My pops used to have Steve Harvey on every morning. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's because I know exactly what you was going through.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this?
When
they
was doing the pranks then. That was the prank culture right there.
He was calling niggas in and shit.
He was calling people, wow, your mom just died. He said, my mom, wow. Nah, we lying, baby. You got 2 tickets to the Brandon McKnight show. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my gosh, that's jokes. I forgot about that.
Nah, I used to be dying at them calls because niggas would be at work. Oh my God, Brandon McKnight. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I used to be thinking about it. I'm like, ever since I was little, I'm like, I would do that. I would do radio. I would do that.
That's a dope joint right there, radio.
Facts.
And you could do college radio just to start and get into. You could do college radio.
That's true. I had a chance, but I never did it.
I ain't doing it.
I wasn't really into it back then, but I'm like, now thinking about it, I'm like, I would definitely do that. But now I'm like, nobody listened to, I don't know, nobody really listened to the radio on campus. So it was like, well, you got radio.
Well, you can make people start listening. If you pop it enough, niggas gonna be wondering, yo, I want to hear what she talk about. She clowning on niggas' outfits today. I need to make sure I'm not on there. Like, you always get their attention some type of way. But even before that, you on the radio, like, the amount of people that's like, yo, could you play my song? I'll give you $50 right now. You just play my song once. Shit, Cash App. Don't tell them, but shit, Cash App.
Dang. But that's like how, but like when you're on radio, that's how you have an influence on the culture and the music. Like, I remember I was watching something for, what's that fucking, the documentary? Well, it's not a documentary. It's like, what's the, Wu-Tang? They was like a scene where they were like trying to get people to listen to their music, and they just randomly handed somebody a tape, and they managed to get it on the radio. So like shit like that. But I don't know how that.
That should be real.
But I don't know how that works now.
That's how Tupac low key got signed. The dude daughter like Tupac stuff, a tape, and then the father was like, "Who's this?" And then signed Tupac, and then that's how we got Tupac.
Oh yeah, he was with them. He was with homie.
The Underground.
There we go. With the hammer pants and all that shit. I remember that.
Well, it's before Digital Underground, where the shorty gets some Tupac tape and she playing it. He's like MC New York at this time.
Really?
And then that's when they put him in Digital Underground. And get him an audition with him.
Got you.
Like, you know.
And then at the beginning, he wasn't really rapping at first, I think. He was just like on the side because he was with the other rappers.
He was dancing
he was
and
like a hype man
putting the equipment back up, like after shows. He was a roadie, that's what they call it, roadie. Him and Tretch from Naughty by Nature.
Oh yeah.
With the boy head, they was both roadies together on the same tour. He was with Queen Latifah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Little hip hop history.
What else?
I said we get into my conspiracy.
Okay, let's go.
They get into my conspiracy. So, or do I want to lead up? We're gonna lead up to the conspiracy. How integrated will cryptocurrency actually get?
As of right now, I feel like it will only be amongst like a certain, I wouldn't say a certain class of people, but only amongst like people who are like interested in that. Because regular ass people, like if you talk to people on the street, they be like, "What's crypto?" Like until it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that well known. Only a certain amount of people will have access to it in the future.
But the government's thinking about getting into crypto, where they about to make an app and be very like full digitized on the U.S. currency is about to become a cryptocurrency mainly on the type of time. And I think if the government do that, that's when the people like the masses gonna know about it, because there's some people that they don't even know what the news tell them. But I feel like once you do the research and you see like these crypto guys, like the people that started it, they done sold the companies 4 times over, so it ain't even in the same hands really. It's a whole different set of guys that I don't know. I think this thing is gonna get with the same how regular currency is, and I think currency is gonna lose its touch.
Like physical money.
Yeah, like it's not gonna be no coins or real paper bills. It's gonna be, because they already trying to stop that in stores from, we don't want to accept physical money because of COVID or because of sickness.
Yeah,
and
they was pushing that.
So once they in the Omni, like when you go to the train station, you don't even need to get a Metro card no more. You can just put your phone to the shit.
Or tap your debit too.
Yeah, you could do that. You could tap your debit. So they trying to Apple Pay. Apple Pay is letting you do credit now. They about to let you. Yeah, they about to let you get stuff on credit. I said I'm wilding.
I gotta get on that.
I said I'm going crazy. But everything is digitized. Like I feel like Fahrenheit 451, where they burnt all the books, and books was basically reading was illegal, and they had big TVs, and the wall was like a TV on each wall, and then I feel like that's what they trying to really get to where even books and physical paper, like everything physical paper, they gonna be, because it goes down to y'all killing trees. It's always been a thing.
True.
We killing trees to make paper. We need to figure out how to use paper. Let's create Microsoft Notes. Let's create Apple Notes. So I think they trying to get away from paper and that whole paper trail.
But I think like going digital, I feel like going digital is gonna erase what, like any like, how you say it? I feel like it's gonna be easy to erase what we know as humans, because like, because it's not reliable. Because you need internet, you need the technology in order to do it. Like for instance, like when you get a new iPhone, you forget the password to your iCloud. You gotta get a whole new iCloud. You lose mad shit from like.
I lost mad shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Plenty of times.
Word. So it's like, if it's sustainable enough, I think it will be successful. But like, honestly, I don't think so, because humans gonna be humans. We like to do shit. Like we like to physically. It's in our nature to physically do shit and handle shit. So
that's true to a certain extent, though. I think sometimes it gets to a point where humans accept change, and that's how we get the 80s and the 90s and every era. It's an acceptance of change that's gonna happen on a mass level. Like just from it going from people using VCRs to people using CDs, people using floppy disk to USB. People accept it on a level. The iPhone, I remember the first iPhone. Like I remember having the first iPhone.
Like the iPhone 4.
The iPhone, where it was like the silver back on it.
I don't remember it. I had an iPod and iPads, like the iPod Shuffle and shit like that. But I never had an iPhone.
I had the first iPhone, and that joint. I had that for a minute too. I had that. Then they made the 3G joint, but I had that joint, and it's like, even then, iPhone wasn't what it was now. Like now, everybody damn near got an iPhone. True. Then it was still BlackBerry. People got razors. People had Nextel with the chirp, and people. It was like all different type of sidekicks. It was still like, for now it's really like you got the Samsung Galaxy, then you got all that Samsung makes, but it's really just Samsung, Apple, Google. Then them other ones nobody buy.
LG.
Who your we, and no offense to y'all. No offense, y'all throwing deals, we take one. But y'all not hitting like everybody getting iPhones, or they get the Samsung. It's like and it's getting compatible with cars. Like Tesla, if you got an iPhone, damn near, that's the best buddy of the fucking iPhone. It's getting nasty.
How do you feel about like Teslas and like automatic cars that just drive by themselves?
Oh, see, that's a whole different question. That second one, I love Teslas, and I do believe the whole if everyone get a Tesla, it'd be no car accidents. I believe that fully.
You really think so?
Yeah, I believe that if everyone get a Tesla, it'd be no car accidents. But because everyone they trying to get the auto driving joints, and they don't care what brand. That's what caused the accidents. That's what I don't like. That every company is going into the auto driving. Like I feel like certain things, if you see this company doing, you can't chase after that company. You might not got the same engineers and scientists to pull off the science Elon Musk is pulling off over there. Like he's making airplanes that just lift off the ground without having to take off. Like he's working on that now. So he kind of got different engineers over. If y'all wasn't working on that before, those start now. But I don't like everybody having a Ford having a auto driving joint, and then I don't like all them joints.
But what about diversity? Like everybody can't have a Tesla, like some people might like the Tesla because its functions, but people like aesthetics as well. Like I don't know, like it's the top one because it's the first one that's popular. But like, let's say if another brand come out later in the future, like that beats Tesla.
Nah, I don't think so. You know what Tesla is? People don't see it. Tesla's the iPhone. What I just said the iPhone was. When I said the iPhone was this joint, it was just a silver back. Yeah. And then now you look at the iPhone, you're like, damn, y'all niggas did this. And it ain't even do no groundbreaking stuff. Like it did groundbreaking stuff to putting the phone in your pocket on a type of level. But it didn't do nothing groundbreaking to where it fixed humanity. To where, well, it kind of did because it made it easier.
You think it fixed humanity? How?
Because without iPhones and the mobile phones be happening, like, cause I believe iPhone was the first one to try to like mobilize the phone, like Apple. Without that, then people that's caught in left bubble fuck that get caught in something, they can't really reach their people at 911. They brought that joint to your pocket.
True.
So that brought us out of whole medieval type times, like where you can't get to a loved one. Now all of a sudden your mom send some help.
True. I feel like there's pros and cons to it because like you just have everything on one device. Like I feel like with me in my head, I'm like we losing our intelligence. Like we losing
that's
our
a fact.
intelligence.
That's
we
a
losing
fact.
Our humanity in that way
That's a
because
fact.
the only number I know by heart is mine and my mother. I don't know nobody else's number.
And
by
I
heart.
can't lie. Growing up, that's all I only knew my pops, my mom, and I knew my number. That's all I knew growing up.
But like, think about it. Like my grandmother, she old and she's losing her ability to stay focused. But she still managed to remember people's numbers from like.
Do she got the phone book?
No, she off her head.
See,
like
your grandma, she out here moving
that's
different.
What I'm saying. So it's like even though she's like getting old in age and she's like losing herself slowly, but she still like have that like.
I remember my grandma. She would keep a book of all the numbers. Somebody say a new number. Don't get my book. Get my book.
No, my grandma know that shit about her. Like right now, she would probably find a paper because she's like old in age, but she would probably use it just to like confirm what she already knows.
That's a blessing though, right there. Because the mind can slip early, depending. Because we go through a lot of contusions, and we don't even recognize it, like the slip and falls and bumps that we do growing up. Every time your brain shakes, adds to that concussion.
Really?
So yeah, that's what they call a third collision. If you in a car, they just hit the back of your car, a little tap. When you did that, your shit still shook, so you still liable to have some effects from that. So we go through a lot of bumps growing up, having fights and just rolling on the floor, all types of stuff.
Oh my god, I'm thinking about it. I'm like,
so that's a blessing.
Dropped and shit. Oh
yeah, they be getting hit with it early, lose a lot of development.
I just would like I'm cool with technology. There's certain areas I'm like, nah, you trying to make us dumb and pacify us in a way where we have to rely on technology. That's what I'm against. Like, because let's say the artificial intelligence is gonna get so intelligent that it's gonna like literally control us, and I'm against that. I'm like,
And that goes into my theory of the AI taking over control, because through cryptocurrency, I feel like that's just them ushering a way to be able to pay. Because there's going to be new laws in this metaverse stuff.
Hell yeah,
like,
they're already making laws on
it
TikTok.
ain't going to be this constitution. All these terms and conditions niggas is signing is new laws, a new constitution.
You right.
For all,
that's
we
don't even be reading it.
Yeah, we don't even be reading. A lot of us, we click. I'm trying to make a new
Give
profile.
me that right now,
yeah.
like, word.
Like, that's the new constitution. That's us signing the constitution right there. And we signing worse things than they signed off in the constitution in them terms and conditions. Rights to this and that.
And then they always updating it, and you don't like
always
trying to read that whole shit.
Always. Then there quarterly they update this joint. So I'm supposed to read a contract 4 times a year. and this shit is 15 plus pages now.
No, for real. And then it be speak like it's all English or whatever like language you speak, but it's written in a way it's like
lawyer jargon.
Yeah, like it's like all right, what else? Like even with the laws we have now, like in the jujitsu system, whatever, where it's like when you read it, it'd be like okay, it's like you're repeating yourself, but in a new way. So it's like you lose track of what they're really trying to say.
Yeah. Or when they give you counts of this, counts of that, counts of this, when you run it concurrent, it's like you're telling somebody they got 100+ years, but you say you're gonna run it concurrent, so it's just 10. And these people, when you hearing it, it throws you off because you just heard too much. They just try to pile too much.
You ever did jury duty?
Nah.
Oh my gosh, I was sitting there like.
But we ain't gonna talk about that on here. I did jury duty.
Oh my gosh, that shit was crazy. But yeah.
But now you did jury. How was your day? How was it?
I loved it. I ain't gonna hold you. I loved every bit of it. But certain shit, it was just like hearts. And I was like clutching my pearls. I'm like, yo, what is going on? I was just like, I can't sit through this. Like, there was one day we were as a group, we was like, yeah, that man's guilty or whatever. But one day we was sitting there for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes trying to debate. I'm like, yo, I'm ready to go home over like certain like charge just for like little words. That's when like it's so tricky and you can add each one to it. I'm like, I was just like, yo, he's a lost cause in my eyes. Sorry. Sorry, I want to go home. I was stressed that day.
That's good though to put them to get into the nitty gritties, because you can have people that just throw your shit in a bucket. Fuck it.
Word, I ain't gonna put you. Sadly, I was one of that person that day. That day, I was like, nah, I can't do it. Yeah, I like listening into like laws and stuff like that, but it's just like
I got the Black Law Dictionary over there.
The Black Law
Dictionary? Yeah, I try to tap in every here and there. But I took a criminal justice class in like my last years of college. And that joint opened my eyes so much to like stuff like I had previously had a case before then. And then they had switched public defenders within the case. So then when I went to the criminal justice class, I asked her about it, and she said, well, that was illegal. They couldn't do that. So then I was like, damn, I could get a civil case off of on some shit. And they was able to do it so slick. Like, I'm like,
you don't even know about it.
I don't even know. So I'm like, and I kind of felt odd because at the time when they switched it, I seen the person that was first defending me. So I went to her, I said, yo, don't you got my case with you? And she said, oh, he's gonna handle you now, don't worry about it. So that's she ain't even supposed to do that without my consent.
She didn't even like inform you. You found out, like,
I had to tell her when she walked out the joint. She about to walk out. So that's when I say, yo, it's a lot of stuff we go through in this judicial system, and a lot of laws that they be breaking and they step on, and we don't even know to reprimand them for it. Like, we don't even know, like, yo, you don't even know I knew that. I'm gonna let it rock now, but you gonna get your ass told. Like, they just got off with that because I was like, yo, I'm not doing the whole civil suit because I'm not fully equipped. But when she told me in the class, I said, damn, that feeling was right. Like, it reassured that feeling I had where I was like, yo, that shit didn't feel right. That's what made me ask her, middle of class. We about to Central Park 5. Yeah, I was like, yo, I got a question. I was like, yo, so if they switched his public defender, would they be in the wrong? She was like, yep, they can't do that without his consent. I said,
that's tough.
Where I ain't even tell her it was my situation. I was like,
damn.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
And now I'm thinking, like, is it too late to even bring it up?
That's how I was feeling. I was like, can I even bring up the civil case? Can I make it a thing? Are they gonna make me seem crazy?
Like, no, you're not crazy. Also, it's like in their eyes, it's like a lost cause because it's like swept under the rug. There's so many other cases that
they like we tossed that out.
So it's like But the thing is, I feel like they don't want to go through that trouble to even like go through that type of situation with you if you were to put up a fight about it. So I feel like they know they
settlement. Might get that settlement money. I'll take the settlement money. Shit, give you that $10K.
Word.
I'll take that easy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. And it took going to that class. Like I went to that class after the case. It was just random class. Mm-hmm. So just being in there, I was like, let me ask about my shit.
Word, I'll definitely be asking questions.
Mm-hmm. So it was good to look into the law. Always. That's how I learned about probable cause in that class. Because I was like, damn, they need probable cause to even search or do anything. But then a lot of them, they gonna act like they got probable cause over it without even letting you know what the probable cause is. And you got that right. They gotta let you know that. So they squashing a whole lot of rules out here.
Also, they change a lot of laws frequently, so it's like you have to keep up with it. But there's so many freaking laws, so it's like we are so into our like day-to-day life that we don't even care to keep up on that information
at all. Bills getting signed and passed, especially in the time now, because when it was the quarantine, I believe we still in martial law since then, in the type of way. And
damn,
when you in martial law, basically anything could be signed through. Anything could go. It's really relaxed. It don't need the check-ins anymore. So a lot of stuff we don't even know that's getting passed, and it's going on a whole different wavelength. Like this is out here, and we living in the changes. Like we can't feel the changes now, but in years like the tax changes, and there's a whole lot of things that's happening. There are people that still like. Their goal is to be rich and famous or wealthy, which means you're going to go up tax brackets. So if you don't know the tax differences in the tax codes, and once you get there, now what? It's just swimming in the ocean.
Word. Like I was thinking, I'm like, it's one thing to have these big dreams and aspirations, but you also have to ground yourself in that reality at the same time. Even like to prepare yourself to be in that dream. Because I'm thinking like, oh shit, like somebody came to me one day and they were like, oh, there was a hurricane or some type of like tornado. I'm like, what do you mean? Like we live in different realities, so if you ground yourself in like a universal reality, then you're able to like really like move forward into the future and know what you're doing and be prepared in every situation. I don't know, it's deep. Got me like wandering. I'm like, damn.
Well, I'm on my last. I got one question left, so I'm gonna let you get couple of yours out. Okay. I'm gonna let you get you. No, I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh.
Mine's is because it's kind of it's in the spiritual. It's religion. Would you say religion is more fear based, or is it more belief based? And I'm gonna kind of go in on that a little bit and I say that because there's a belief in, you believe in your God, you believe in the tales of your religion, you believe in the basis, but is they all really fear based because you fear what you will become in reincarnation? You fear are you gonna go to heaven or hell? You fear certain things in all these religions that really keeps you on the rules of these religions. So would they be more fear based, or do people truly believe these religions is the way to live? How do you feel?
I think it depends on the person, because some people might look at it from a fear base because they have no guidance, so they use religion to help them guide themselves in a way. But even though they're being guided by a religion, they're like, it's like I'm thinking about like parents, be like, you gotta listen to your mother, you gotta listen to your father, but you be doing shit based on like regular things, but then you hear your mom in the back of your head like, don't do this because this is gonna happen. So it's like they like put the fear in you in order for you to just like
get it down pat.
Yeah, it's like training a person, but like
the negative reinforcement.
Yeah. Like it depends on the person's perspective, because some people might think of it like, oh, they be in like fucking terror, like, oh my god, I'm never going to heaven, blah blah. But it's like you said, negative reinforcement. Me, I'll be like, if I know I'm doing something wrong, then how can I revert back to like the path, like, you know.
And how I see it is, even if we doing something wrong, then this is not telling everybody go out there to indulge in all your sins. Like, even if you do something wrong, I feel like everybody has the chance. Like, it's gonna be a moment where it's just you and your creator, and it's not gonna be nobody else. It's not gonna be no other whispers and no other thoughts and no other feelings and judgments. It's gonna be you and your creator, and he's gonna tell you, and he's gonna ask you genuinely, do you repent? I feel like everybody gets that moment, no matter if you was the sickest killer or the anything. He's gonna give you that moment, and depends if you still psycho and you know, I don't want to pay. I'm still me. The party ain't over.
Yeah.
That's when it determines a lot more other stuff after that. But I feel like if people genuinely they live life, because they say everybody got to test out stuff in life. You got to test out everything. So the people, I be like, people say that. Ain't no telling what they tested out. Some people could test out murder. Some people could test out this, that.
That's crazy.
Well, they be testing out, so you never know. So it's like, I feel like instead of living within a judgment, and that's what the religions do a lot. They try to live within a judgment of each other. There's only one person that's going to truly make the judgment. I feel like that's going to be when that question comes, and that's going to be with the creator, everybody creator.
I would say that in my head, I'm like, I was thinking as you were talking, I'm like, sometimes I feel like we get multiple times where we can like repent. Like, it's not just one day. Like, I feel like we get it often, but it's like, is in that moment, are we ready to, like, you know?
I don't know. I feel like it's really when it's all over with. Like, when you pass away, that's the one time. Because ain't no coming back who came back from that. That was literally the one time.
If not, I disagree, because I say that we get it often because it's like, it's always a choice to do something. Like, it's either you do it, like, you feed into that urge or that thought in your head, or you go against it. And
that's natural living, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like even people in them times, they will repent that day, and then 2 Sundays from now, or it could be 30 years from now.
True.
When they be like, oh, you know what, I'm bored. I feel like I want to go a different way. I feel like as long as you have the time to act different on your repent. If they allow you the time, I feel like it's not really the time. It's what we told ourselves it was the time. Like, damn, that shit was close. I almost got caught for this shit I was doing, or I almost got this. But so now I'm gonna repent on it.
Nah,
but I feel like the real time is when you out of here.
That's true. I feel like it's like you said, it's like you getting a test. Like, you take a test multiple times, and like based on the amount of times you do it, it's like your grade, in a sense, I guess. But I still disagree. I feel like we get multiple times to do it. It's like, now you just gotta balance it out. Either you do like right or left. And it's like where you fall into that area.
That's my Papa Dot.
But yeah, I just feel like it depends on where you fall in that area.
But yeah, that's definitely, and that goes into karma too, also. Because we gonna move within the karma that you want. So treat people how you want to be treated. That same aspect. So I think we move within that karma. So, and I feel like generally, if people is good people, they're gonna be good people. I feel like bad people is really generally bad people. I feel a lot of people, like, we try to make it weird. Well, he's bad, but he'll be good in this many years, or he'll come around sometime. No, he'll probably start acting good for you when around you. To make you feel comfortable, but he's still gonna be that person. I feel like that person is still generally, if they bad, they gonna be bad. If they good, they gonna be good. So, and I think that goes into the repentance. Like, if we give you, they could say they repented now, but then they could be bad in a couple of weeks. You never know. You can never. I don't know. It'd be my trust. I don't know.
Sometimes I feel like something happened in your life in order for you to be like, I'm choosing this path and I'm committing to this side. Like, because I know there's times in my life I'm like, I'm never gonna do that. But something happened. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not. Again. Yeah, I'm living this way now. I'm standing on this side. Pick the side. I'm on this side.
Until something happened, and then you say, I'm back on that side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's
like, that's not. We can't. Then it's too. It could go any way. It could be you this now, and then 30 years later.
True.
Son, don't reverse it. Like, it's people that they fucked with males at the beginning when they was grade school. Then they get into the lesbian, what they call the lesbian phase. And then they get older and they get back into, oh, I want to have kids. I'm going through terminal illness or something. Like, I want to have kids. I want to. And then kind of, like, all these things. So we can never say, oh, I was never that. I'm never going to be that because I'm this today. I feel like the true way is when we go on. Like, that's the real, because nobody came back from that. Nobody went to that point, said, okay, I repent, and came back and was able to show they repent. Like, I feel like that goes into reincarnation type.
Gotcha.
I feel like the repent now, it's kind of like everything man-made. Like, if you go into the house of worship, but then they say there is no house of worship, like there's no physical spot that you need to go to in order to speak with God.
I agree.
So the house of worship, everything that happens there now just gets turned. But you can't tear that down because some people genuinely believe in that.
True. I guess that's like they believe in it because they were guided to do that, I guess. Or like they had that calling to do that.
Or they still believe the house of worship is the house, like they believe, what you believe in that. Everybody believes in somebody else don't believe in. So I feel like it's just one of those. It's just human nature. Like Michael Jackson said. It's human nature.
I don't know. Alright. Let me see what I got.
Yeah. Tamia topics.
Okay. We could continue on with the spirituality. How would you define spirituality?
I did this in my mind the other day too. I wanted to try to figure out the difference between religion. And I was like, spirituality, I think that's what you believe. Damn, with it, I don't really got no definition of spirituality. I think it's really a feeling. It's kind of like what you feel connected to, like what you feel pulled towards. I feel like.
In college, I made my freaking senior project about this. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm in this knee deep, you know. But like a lot of people, well, I personally think like spirituality is just having a relationship with yourself and like how you move through life as yourself. But like, I think religion is like just an organized type of like lifestyle to live based on your relationship with yourself. So like, I don't know. That's how I see it. That's how I've been.
So you feel they both deal with yourself?
Yeah, but it's like depending on your relationship with yourself, or like how you deal with yourself with your relationship with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like with religion.
See, I put religion more in, honestly, what people use for the reassurance they need in life. So any religion, I feel like, is that. It's basically, when you was at your lowest, it made you believe, okay, this got me out of it. Or when you was at the top and went to the lowest, you probably thought, well, God gonna get me out of this. Like, the religion gonna get. So it's that thing that give you that reassurance. I feel like spirituality. I honestly, I don't know. I feel like I don't got no. I don't know. Every time I think about spirituality, I don't know. Nothing comes up. Cause I feel like it's just a feeling.
It's a feeling.
Yeah. What people would describe the Holy Ghost or religion. I feel like that's what spirituality is.
And I think it also deals with like your inner world, because a lot of
inner
stuff,
world.
Yeah, like your inner world. Like you don't ever feel like there's like something in you that wants to like talk or to be expressed and stuff, like. Or you know,
the soul.
It's like on
the soul.
Yeah, like that's the inner world. Like in your mind, it's like your inner world as well, but it's like based on the words that you collected over time. But like sometimes, like you said, it's like a feeling. Like you just feel something. It's like you don't even have the words to describe it. So it's like, how do you relate to that feeling, or how do you like move through that feeling? Like sometimes
that's the feeling. Now the feeling tells you how to move through that feeling. Yeah, it's like when I hear bass, I really be feeling the bass. Like when I hear the bass, I really feel the bass line. That's a feeling, because I don't get that feeling when I hear certain other things.
True.
So,
like when you hear the truth, like I don't know, I hear people speak, I be like, alright. But sometimes I hear certain things, I be like, alright, that hit me on the inside, like that resonates, like that's right, that's right. Yeah. Also, I was thinking like, now I'm thinking about like how religion, like I don't know how to put in words. I feel like with religion, let me rephrase that. I feel like with your inner world, you listen to it in a certain way, and you could either go against it, but in religion, you go against that inner feeling by like sinning, I guess, or what we all socially agreed like is wrong or right.
So you say the sins would be
going against that feeling.
Going against that feeling. Well, the sins will be that feeling, and I'm saying don't do sins is going against that feeling.
Wait, say that again?
You saying the sins are that feeling, and not doing the sins is going against that feeling.
I said the sins is going against that feeling.
The sins is going against that feeling.
Yeah. Because it's like you be put in a situation, and you feel in your body like, don't do it. And you still go against it, and then you go through life, and you see everything that's like, it's like a domino effect, all the reasons why you shouldn't have did it. Now you got to deal with the consequences of going against that feeling, and that's the sin.
That's true.
That's how I'm like understanding it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, what else can I bring up? I'm being jittery right now.
Well, there's no video, so.
I would say how would you describe your relationship with yourself and like being like Muslim and shit like that?
It's a new journey, I would say, because it goes into the spiritual too. Because this year I'll be getting into the astrology and looking at the zodiac signs and all that. So it really been, and my birthday, and was that the meaning behind that, and that was, I don't know, it's been a new journey. So it's been opening my eyes a lot more lately. So I really don't. The relationship that was with myself is a whole different relationship. Like it's learning a new relationship, like learning which parts, I guess, to keep, which parts is like let's work on those.
Yeah.
So it was at that part.
How do you feel about astrology now that you're like learning about it?
I feel it's dope. I feel like it got truth to it. Before I used to feel like it was somebody that was making astrology, like a big company, and then they was selling it to people. But now I feel like there's some truth to it, because there's certain things like growing up, I always thought I was a Taurus because I was born April 21st. So I'm like, alright, that's the Taurus. That's the first day of Taurus. But then I learned about cusp years and cusp babies, and basically I was born as a cusp baby, so it's the first cusp, which is the cusp of power, and then that went into a whole different spiritual where I'm actually a Taurus and an Aries in the same time. So I got traits from both. So it was learning about like those type of things, like, oh, I can't just put everything a Taurus go through is what I am. I had to look at what's both traits, and once I looked at both traits, it was like, okay, that is more me. Like this pieces is me and each. So it helps with the understanding. So I got more respect for the zodiac signs now.
I don't know about in Islam, but I know in Christianity they be like, no to astrology, that's devil work, blah blah blah. So like, do you feel like it's devil's work then, or like?
See, I can't. See, this is me personally. I can't just subscribe to everything Islam was, because I wasn't born into Islam. So it was like I was a whole nother person before Islam. So Islam was kind of to calm that person down in a lot of ways, in a lot of different aspects. So for what Islam might be to other people, where they are wholehearted 100%, I'm more so on faith base. So it's like I got faith that my God and Allah knows who I am. Like He knows he ain't doing nothing out of malice. That he ain't going crazy. Like, if he do drink, he's not drinking because he's trying to go out here and drink and start fights. He's drinking because he's chilling. Or when he smoke, he's not smoking because he's trying to convince kids to smoke. He's smoking because he just chilling and smoking. So I know Allah knows that. So that's what I said. I'm just a little bit different with my Islam, and it's kind of like the same realization, starting off from the realization Malcolm X had at the end of his, that okay, there's some people that I'm looking up to on this pedestal like this, and then I'm figuring out things about them, and it brings them here. So now I'm you got to build from there. I ain't putting nobody on that pedestal like that. Like, it's some people might get close and you got a high respect, but the pedestal is a, and I would say I put a lot in God. That's why I did the Shahada, because it's acknowledging, like, okay, if anybody need to be on a pedestal, it's the person that if I close my eyes, I could believe in them wholeheartedly. You can't get that from nobody with no physical. So that's why the people within, which is all my brothers, the Muslims is all my brothers, but there's some Muslims that's doing some craziness out here, and some Muslims that's doing some holiness. So I just take everybody as they are. I'm still on that type of time. So not everything changed and switched with me, with me being Islam. So that means, still run up on me, you thinking I'm all on that brother.
Gotcha. I don't know. I was gonna say that that I'm not religious, but I do take on a couple of like practices from religions in general. Like like I stopped eating pork a long time ago. Like back,
dopeness.
Yeah, but like I pick up from everything. Like I don't say like I'm Christian, I am Muslim.
You're a student of life.
Yeah, I just pick up what I need to carry on the journey, and then I drop it off until I don't need anymore, or like it's in my pocket.
I'm about to say, you shouldn't just drop it off. You always hold it.
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Because maybe a young brother or sister, they might need it. You give them that boon, and they'll take that and grow a tree.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
It's all about the footsteps and the roots. But this is a great episode. We went over an hour, so that was dope. I usually be doing like 30 minutes, so that was we extra dope with it.
Gotcha.
It's Mr. Dreams Are Worth All or Nothing, and you got Tamia here in the building.
Yeah.
So we got more to come. So peace.